All right, for the 450 division, we'll start with third place finisher on the night on the Monster Energy Kawasaki, Josh Grant. And in second place on the night, also on the Monster Energy Kawasaki, Eli Tomac. And the winner on tonight's race on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, Jason Anderson. And with a fourth place finish on the night and the 2017 Supercross champion on the Red Bull KTM, Ryan Dungey. Josh, about midway through that main event, you had caught that lead pack, and obviously you could see what was in front of you, your teammate and his contender for the championship, but you also probably had some personal goals tonight. How were you able to manage and balance the situation that was in front of you with your own personal goals in mind?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a little difficult because we knew going into it, the objective here was to, get as many points as we could. So, yeah, man, like I said, it was craziness, and I couldn't really, I couldn't make a judgment call on it. I just didn't really know what was going on until I caught up to the guys, and it was a wild ride.
And on the personal side, happy with the podium and the way to close up the
Yeah, I
championship?
mean, obviously, it's been a while since I've been up here, just injuries and going through all the stuff that I've dealt with, but, I've been working hard, so that's all that matters, and I'm just looking forward to, taking this momentum into outdoors and, hopefully doing some work.
Eli, in the middle portion of the main event, things looked strategic. Can you take us through the back and forth with Ryan, pretty much from the middle to the end of the race?
Yeah, so I mean, in my position, I was like, man, I can try to sprint away from this thing and just really just ride alone at that point, or I can maybe try to bunch up the pack a little bit and wait for a mistake and see what could happen, because when the pack tightens up, the nerves come around to all the guys, and there's battling and there's bumping, and that's all I could do at that point. I definitely wasn't gonna just lay over for this thing, and give it away. So, fought as hard as I could, and at the end of the day, people aren't gonna remember the race wins, for myself. They're gonna remember the championship from Ryan. So, he was the better guy this year.
Jason, congratulations on the win. Early in the main event, you made an aggressive pass on Eli and then got you back, and it seemed like there was a little bit of a plateau mid-race. Once Chad Reed got around you, you seemed to find another gear and kind of closed it out, similar to your early laps. Take us through those last few laps once Chad got by you, and from there to the checkered.
Yeah, for sure. At the beginning, I felt like I was riding really good, and then, it's kind of an awkward position to be in, when you're in between, the championship, and I don't really want to be that guy to, make the decision. I wanted them to do their deal and battle it out, and luckily they did that towards the end, and, I had my deal with Chad, and I wanted to be on the podium, and then next thing you know, they got together and got that last lap for the win, which is cool. I really feel like I could have got one, last weekend and stuff like that, but at least I got one.
Ryan, congratulations on the championship. Take us through your thought process in those back and forth moments, as you had made the move around Eli. They were both very brief, but take us through both those passes and just where you were mentally at that moment.
Yeah, getting out front early in the start, that was nice. Eli obviously got around me there, and then there wasn't a lot of separation, if I felt, with the guys. I felt like Eli was trying to chase him down and just keep on his rear wheel, and then I could just see it in the corner of my eye every time I came through the second set of whoops and turned, come by the mechanics. They were right there. And so I really tried to just stay on Eli and just keep racing the track, not really focusing on other things. And then and so that was good. And I felt really good tonight. You know, the bike felt good. I was able to hit my marks. And the only struggle for me on the track, I feel, it was maybe the whoops a little bit. If I could have got a little bit more traction, it would have been nice. But still, it was good and consistent. And you know, I guess I just want to clarify, you know, I have mad respect for Eli, and you know, when desires run deep, you know, we have a lot invested into this, you know, our whole lives as kids, and as we get to this moment, and I don't blame him for what he did. You know, he did what he had to do, you know, and there's a lot riding on a championship, and the teams have a lot invested, and the riders too. So it was good, hard racing. The fans, I think, got a show, but it's definitely nice and rewarding to be able to get this championship, and probably one of the sweetest ones. It just was a very challenging season.
Chris Cooksey, Thumper Talk. Ryan, so is it safe to say there is a crown now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you are. Yeah, I was. Yeah, you caught me off guard a little bit in Phoenix, and for sure. And I knew dang well, you know, obviously with Ken's incident and what happened there, and then Eli wicked it up and was really strong, and it was tough. He's a tough competitor, but yeah, I'm just one. It's not over till it's over, and I hate when people talk like, oh, you got this, and it's like, no, I don't. It's not done, you know, and so. Apologize. So it's good to be able to get the crown of it. Yeah.
With the way the season played out, is this more of a team or a personal championship for you?
Team. It's always a team effort. You know, I mean, without the bike running consistently every single race, and having no failures, and not having a DNF for mechanical problems, you know, and there's a lot goes into that, you know, from everybody back at the factory and on the team, all of Team Red Bull KTM, my mechanic Carlos, you know, and I got to execute and do my part on the track and do that the best I can. So for as far as in all the championships, yeah, this is the most rewarding, but they're all team efforts, and it takes a lot of things to go right, not just on your team, but you know, in your personal life. And you know, I got a supportive wife and family, and there's not a lot of stress and drama and anything like that. So it takes a lot of things to go right to get a championship.
For Ryan, a lot of us have been around a while, and from the outside it was easy to see that Eli was kind of checking up. When you were on the bike, did you not sense that you were getting baited to get up in there?
Yeah, well, no, the whole race, I could kind of sense, like, all right, Eli's got to do what he's got to do. That's totally understandable. And it was the last lap. I was hoping Eli was just going to, like, man, just keep her steady, you know, run her in for your win, and I'll just run behind you, you know. And, well, I passed him off the triple, and as soon as I passed him, I was like, oh, man, I shouldn't have done that, you know. And right away, I looked behind, where is he? And I in the air, I was like, I got to go to the inside. And then when I looked back around, I went to the outside. I'm like, what are you doing, you know? And I just carried myself. But it is what it is. And yeah, as he was kind of checking up a little bit, the guys, I knew Jason was coming. I'm like, man, you know, this is. You're hoping and praying, like, let's just keep her steady. And yeah, so it was quite interesting, and it was quite tough. But it's racing.
Michael Antonovich with Trans World Motocross. This is for Josh. About 15 months ago, you didn't have a job. You didn't really seem like we were going to see you on the track again. And then Daytona came, rode really well there. Then the fill-in ride for Kawasaki. At any point when you were not actively racing, did you ever think you would be back in this position?
No. But my heart's there, so that's all that really mattered, you know. And I knew if I got the other opportunity to get back in it, you know, I wasn't afraid to, you know, put it up there. So it's all about believing in yourself and believing in what you can do. And I honestly still think I can do it. So it's just a matter of rebuilding myself. And unfortunately, you know, for me, these guys have built such an gnarly base over the last few years of not having the injuries, and I have. So it's hard to play catch up and be in this position. So I just put my head down after I got my ankles fixed and just said, all right, this is it. I'm going to give her hell.
Jason Wygant from RacerX. This is for Josh also. Yeah, so the goal obviously is to try to help Eli and maybe beat Dungey and take some points away. but these guys have been fast all year, and we haven't seen you in the podium position. So when you were actually getting there in the main event and you started to close in and see them, did that pump you up like, okay, I'm doing it tonight and I'm maybe got an opportunity to pull off what I need to pull off?
Yeah, I mean, I felt it earlier today. I just knew I was riding good all day, and that was what we needed to make it happen. And in the main event, I felt really strong in the whip section, and I knew that I was catching up to those guys in that part. So if there was an opportunity, that was it. Was to get in the mix with those guys, and that was my only chance. So riding the rest of the track, I felt good. Just tried to help Eli as much as I could, and without making too big of a scene.
Steve Giberson with Vital MX. Kind of got two things here. One is, did you guys at all watch the 250 race, and do you have any comment on that? And also, as we sit here, it's pouring rain outside. Yeah. How glad are we that we dodged that bullet?
Yeah. Want to hit her? Yeah.
That 250 race was the most insane thing I've ever seen. I was like, especially after, Zach's one of my best friends, we train with him every day, and to see him win, I had so pumped for the dude. I was like, I don't even want to race. I was so just in the moment, even with him. But that 250 race was crazy with all the crashes and stuff, and looks like we dodged a bullet with this rain right now for sure.
Michael Antonovich with Trans World Motocross. Is for Jason. You've mentioned it quite a few times this year that that Anaheim run-in and everything kind of went off the rails for a while. How long did it take until you finally felt like, okay, I can be a winning contender again this year?
Yeah, for sure. I felt like I've been, to be honest, all year, even at the practice track with Ryan and Marv, I've been fast. I just honestly have put myself in horrible positions, and that didn't help at all too, So it definitely, it gets frustrating, especially when you, aren't doing as good as you would like and stuff like that, and it's easy to let the snowball effect to happen. But was pumped that, I was able to bring it around, and, I got a good group behind me with Alden and the whole crew, and even, the whole crew that rides with us, we always want the best for each other, although we want to beat each other every weekend. We all, want the best, and it's I had help from all angles to try and get back on track, and I really feel like I strung together, the last four rounds and got this win. I think I really need to just bring that racecraft and just everything that I've been doing every round next year to be able to be in the position that Eli and Ryan are in right now.
This one's for Eli. When did you come up with the idea of the strategy you kind of use in the race? Did it come to you in the race? Is this something you come up with a week ago? Where did you come up with this idea of just don't just pull away and try to win it, try to do something else?
I guess it was in my head even, leading up to this week, I was just thinking of every situation possible. And you kind of have to prepare yourself, so you're ready for that moment. Like I said, I was just doing everything that I could, I wasn't just gonna, I don't know, just try to hand it over, We put up the fight that we could, and that's all there was to it. At the end of the day, I don't want to be, dirty or just or not earn something. So, I wanted to be aggressive and maybe make something happen. But at the same time, I'm at the end of the day, I'm a fair guy.
Chris Cooksey, Number Talk. So Ryan, there was a lot of speculation about rounds 3 or 4 that something was wrong with you. Now that it's all over, can you tell us if there was?
No, I mean nothing's wrong. It's just racing's a lot. It's very taxing. It's especially if I'm gonna do something, I want to do it 100%. And even even growing up in my career, I want to keep racing. There's a lot of races. There's a lot of races between Supercross and motocross. I mean, that's a given. And we got a lot of races outside of that, during the off season and stuff like that. So nothing was wrong. It was more just trying to find that motivation. I think doing it last year was good. The back-to-back, and then having to find that fuel for the fire to keep going and keep driving. And I say that respectfully, not that I don't like racing or anything like that. It's just it gets to a point where it's you try to keep things in perspective and look at what's important. And I swear the devil's at work in our lives, I was being tested so much this year, and there's so many times that I felt, you get a taste of the other side. I got a taste of the other side in the summertime last year. I got to go home to Minnesota. It was nice. You're fishing on the lake. It's good. Life's good. But, that was pulling on me, and just to these are high tense and intense situations we're in. And I think we just, as riders, at some point, you just crave some normality, really. You just want to feel normal. You don't want to always be in a high pressure situation, and you want to enjoy the simple things in life. We've been on the go a lot, so nothing was wrong. It was just trying to find a motivation to keep driving, and not to mention, it was a great season. It's just Eli was on it. I mean, at Phoenix, he beat us by 20 seconds, and yeah, it put a little dent in my mentality. I was like, wow, that I tried everything I had there, and he won by that much, and so that was tough, and he stole a lot of wins from us, and he just rode really good. So nothing was wrong, just more trying to get things right and keep things on track.
This one's for Ryan. I know you kind of clarified what you said there at the end of the race, kind of in the heat of the moment, but what were all the emotions there? We saw you talk to these two momentarily and even Reed. What were some of the things running through your mind there at the end? Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, there's just a lot happening, and I won't lie. This week was a little stressful. I as much as I didn't want to think about it, you try to control things that are out of your control, and I just had to back it up a little bit, and every day was kind of a battle for me. But I know what I had to do. I know I had to keep my cool and just race the track. But Josh was cool. He just he said it couldn't be. It's probably pretty tough what you did. And it was nice of him. And then Jason, we ride together every week, so it's good. We have a lot of respect for each other, so it's good to see him get a win. And then Eli on the podium, just talking. There's no hard feelings. I know what you got to do, and it's completely understandable. So you wake up every morning, and I even had a dream. I'm like, I won the championship, and then you wake up and you're like, dang, that wasn't real, So it was just nice to be able to, it's done. It's I can wake up tomorrow morning and, know that we did it, we did it as a team, and it's just rewarding feeling. And it's short-lived, in our sport is, but yeah, it's nice.
All right, guys, thank you.